Hey YouTube, it's Arwen of Tarot by Arwen, and I'm here to respond to the third week of the YouTube Pagan Challenge. And the question is, do you have an altar, shrine, or sacred space? No. Yes. Sometimes. Often. I used to have the luxury of having an altar room, and it was truly one of my favorite things I ever had in the house. It was a room that my partner and I decided was our altar room. We had a north altar, an east altar, a west altar, a south altar, a central altar that we could bring in and out as needed. A definite luxury. And my familiar at the time, her name was Carmen, you could not go in that room and shut the door if she wasn't in there. She would pitch a holy fit under the door, beating her little paws. It was really, really sad. And, you know, moving on, I've had altars here and there. I've had altars that kind of just appear in places. But right now, I don't have a specific dedicated altar. Right now, my shelves are kind of, I pull my altar stuff from when I'm going to do ritual. And I pull and bring them to a space. I set up the space. I invoke ritual there. I don't have a ritual room. Haven't found an outdoor space that I feel safe in around here yet. Haven't done a lot of exploring. Of course, it's been what you might call damn cold around here. But I do have certain things that I like on my altar. I am Wiccan. I want my altar to have 4 directions. I want to have elements of the 4 directions. I want to have something that represents the goddess, something that represents the god. So those are kind of my basics that I need. I need salt, I need water, and I need a pentagram. Now those can be the different directions, or they can be their own things. I have a goddess that I have used on my altar for many years. It's made by a woman named Mara of Cat Track Studios. I don't know if Mara is still with us or not. She was part of the Ozark Pagan community that I knew. I didn't live there. I just met them in various festivals. So Mara, if you're still out there, I still love my Mara statue. I call her my Mara goddess. I'll show you the bottom first. So you can see, you know, it's just a molded gold. She does ceramics. Now you'll see, this foot's chipped, this one's done. I've had this girl for a long time. And here she is. She has a little bowl, or she had a little bowl. My poor darling has lost bits and pieces of herself as she goes on. But I just loved her. She had long hair. Look, another chip. And she means a lot to me. So when I'm doing altars, an altar for me is set up for purpose. I think that may be why I don't just have one set up all the time. My day-to-day ritual, my day-to-day work doesn't involve altars. It doesn't involve prayer and meditation. Like, you know, maybe it should. I don't know. But when I set up an altar, it brings me into circle space. It brings me into that ritual state of mind, you know. And I'm very Episcopagan. You'll have heard me mention that in other videos. I like symbology. I like using pink and yellow and white cloths at Imbolg. I like using red and black and womb colors at Beltane. You know, it's what I like. It speaks to me. Again, it puts me in that mindset. And for me, that's the most important thing about an altar. You know, I could tell you that I have an altar to my ancestors, and that would be where I grew pictures of my mom, my stepdad, friends who've passed on, you know, animals who've passed on. I guess they're not my ancestors, but they're definitely my teachers. And that, to me, is an important thing to think about. I wrote an article once and did a workshop called Altars Everywhere. And it's about the fact that we really have altars all over that we just don't think about. In my bathroom, I have some little found items that I keep there. And some of them found, some of them are things that have come to me and that I've kept for a long time. I've got a little Joy Buddha, a little tiny Ganesha. I've got a frog, a really cute little verdigris frog that somebody threw away. I found it at the trash at one of the places I live. There was that. There was a little pendant of probably dyed howlite. I don't think it's really turquoise. And what else did I find? Oh, and a marble. And so I kept them. They were important to me. So I've got those in my bathroom. In here, I mean, you probably say I've got altars to tarot everywhere, you know, but all in all, I erect altars when I need them. And for altars, really, I don't need candles. I like candles. I just need representatives of 6 things. The 4 elements, and the god and the goddess. And the god and goddess can be as easy as a pine branch and a pine cone. I'll let you figure out which is which. You might be surprised. But it's not necessary to have all the accoutrements for me. It used to be. It used to be I needed it. And again, that was to help me get in the mindset. I used to have to call quarters in a very specific way. And I've learned that there's a good thing about calling them in specific ways, but I like a little variety every now and then. When I'm doing in Coven, yeah, we do it a certain way, and that's because part of Coven for me is ritual, sameness. It's you pass things down. I know that my students have probably developed their own thing by now, and that's good. But I know that when we gather together, if I did circle the way I did circle then, it would be familiar to them. It's like going to your grandmother's and, you know, having chicken the way she's cooked it every time. Not always a good thing. My grandmother thought a boiled turkey leg was a good dinner. True story. But, sorry, Gran. Right now I'm going to get visited by the German woman who's going to smack me upside the head. So that's what I do for altar. I build it when I need it, carry it in my heart, really, you know, and just knowing where the directions are is enough for me. And I have dyscalculia, so if you're not familiar with that, it's the opposite of dyslexia. It's with numbers, and it affects your sense of direction. And people who know me will tell you, Drevik, hush, that going on road trips with me is a real adventure, even in my own town. My friend Drevik teases me about the 720 tour. It was sad. But anyway, that's what I think about altars, and that's how I view altars. And that's why you're not getting a tour of my altar. So, there you go. I'm Arwen of Tarot by Arwen. Thanks so much for joining me, and I appreciate your leaving comments, checking in on your tarot scopes, and subscribing. It's like a great big happy family. Seek joy, y'all. Pass it on.